Welcome to my New Year's challenge in Planet Coaster 2. Today we'll go from an empty park to a New Year's celebration in just one video. But here's the catch. I've got to build a stage, lighting, and a fireworks show, and I've only got one day off before the end of the year to build the whole thing. So this video will include everything from start to finish with tips and tricks to the struggles as well. But at the end of the video we make a show that brings in 2025 with a bang. Let's go! G'day and welcome, I am What's His Face. I've sped up the stage building part of the video just to make it a bit quicker, and I'll slow it back down when I start to really get into the sequencing stuff. But with that said, let's get straight into it. I obviously had this idea after doing my original Planet Coaster New Year's Eve fireworks show, and I knew I had to obviously build something inside of Planet Coaster 2. I've been a bit reluctant to jump into the sequencer, but I thought, hey, why not set yourself a challenge? You've only got that one day off. Sadly, if you're like me, you have to work through Christmas and New Year's. It doesn't give you a lot of time to relax and do nothing. So this is going to be a very rushed video of me trying to film it, edit it, do this voiceover. So if you see things not matching up or it's jumping ahead really quick, I've obviously tried to make it a bit quicker. So I got up this morning. It's currently the 27th of the 12th, 2024. It was about 7 a.m. when I got up to start filming this. Grabbed a can of mother, literally sat my iPad there to watch, listen to music and play videos all day, and literally just give myself time to build. So you're pretty much seeing it go from start to finish. I broke up the day. I knew I wanted to pretty much keep the stage simple. As you can see, it's not over the top, it's not too crazy. It initially was 3 parts. Like, I know if you've seen the final build, it's a singular piece where I simplified it even more. But I wanted to just make it as easy as I could without overcomplicating it. And if anyone knows me from my videos, they get very complicated very fast because I cannot stop adding more and more stuff to the build, and it gets very, very over the top, we should say. Lucky for me, I did buy a brand new PC, so my PC is pretty good at handling a lot of this stuff, and it's runs pretty well with the new system of the fireworks and lighting in this. So obviously haven't added a lot of stuff like the moving lights, so you'll see me here create my own with the new moving platforms system, and I thought it'd be really cool to fully edit it so that it moves when I want to move it and rearrange it. But this is all just playing around and kind of experimenting. You'll see a lot of that it's not a professional show where it's like one-to-one recreations. There's a lot of stuff that not only Planet Coaster, the team themselves, need to work out, but obviously I need to work out with different styles. So I pretty much just wanted to see, does the cheats essentially that I use work inside of Planet Coaster 2 the same as they do Planet Coaster 1. And one of the big ones that you'll see me keep referring to is I work off of a split system. So any way that I can cheat, I'll use it. And the biggest cheat that you can do with these shows is literally splitting your stage in half, building one side of the show, or say like here, this tower is going to be one section, the stage is going to be split into 2 sections, so I can copy them straight onto the other side, and I've literally just got to flip the lights, and that's that part of the show done. So that's probably my biggest secret that anyone who watches my videos knows. It's the best way to fake these massive videos to make them look a lot more detailed than what they are. But then rather than you having to go and program every light, you literally only have to work in sections. So it's really good. You can do that for just half the stage or a quarter of the stage or whatever you work out. That's my advice for anyone creating a show, that the best way that you can do it is literally draw a line down one side of the stage. So like right now, if you look at that stage, if you drew a line down the middle, I could do this tower and that whole side of the stage and then literally save it as a blueprint and copy it to the other side, and it'll just save so much time for you. So when building the fireworks, sadly they don't work like Planet Coaster 1 where you get to preview it as you're placing it. So you kind of have to either set it to play every X seconds, or you have to attach it to a sequencer to be able to watch what the firework is and how it's going to play, and it can be very annoying. Hopefully they fix that soon. But yeah, so you'll see eventually I build every firework with it's all linked to a sequencer, so that I can just press play, find the fireworks I want, and just grab and click. It's the same as the lighting. The lighting was very hard. There's not many pieces at the start, but we all knew this with Planet Coaster 2, that it's all still an early development sort of thing. So it's kind of wanting to create videos like this to show that this is the sort of stuff I think would be cool to come out. And if we're not creating videos like this, then they're not going to focus on these sides of the theme parks. They'll be fixing other stuff instead. So hopefully there are some Planet Coaster creators or devs or whatever, even fans watching this that can really go, okay, I understand what he's trying to make here and he's trying to do. So you'll see here with that 2025 sign that I eventually connect it to the main stage, because once again I overcomplicate it. This is another tip here of don't overdo your lights. Like, you only literally have to have little sections of lighting, and then you can have a main show system that runs all the timing and all that sort of stuff. So these little sections where I'll write pulse, or I'll write flash, or like little color or color changes, and then I'll be editing all of my different lighting through that system, so that it creates a kind of easier system that you literally just copy and paste, and it has access to every light. So you can edit that multiple times by just copying it, and you're only keeping it so that when I do the main show, I can just select one of them little, see like there where the word is, and that can just be such an easier system. So as I said, this is still experimenting. Sadly, you can't do more detailed times. It seems to work off of a 0.2 system where it only goes up in 20s, so you can't get the finer details that you want out of shows that I normally like to implement. I like to sort of offset some of the times, because no show is perfect. So if your show's taking off and it's every firework is launching at the beat and they're exploding whenever there's a beat, or there's a misplaced fire cue or something like that, that really makes the show look more realistic to me when I watch it. You'll probably notice it at the end when you finally watch the show. It's very hard watching the fireworks in the sky all explode at the same time. So it's more trying to work out how you can use that until they fix it, essentially. But I do digress heaps. This is pretty much just me playing around with the I think I'm at the lighting still, maybe the fireworks. Oh no, this is me trying to stop it because it was just exploding in my ears over and over again. Sorry for the commentary, by the way. As I said, this was filmed this morning, and I literally knew I couldn't just talk while I built, because I would not be able to finish it. So I knew I had to just put on my headphones and build, and then hopefully be able to do a commentary afterwards. And look, I honestly do not know how some of these creators do the talk and building, because I was just my head was just so focused, and I'm like, I'd feel like I would just film and just not talk if I did this the other way around. But hopefully this does help a couple of yous if yous are thinking of creating some really cool shows. The new sequencer is cool. I will be the first to admit that it is cool. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than the system we had. I do like being able to visualize lighting cues and like see like there how you can see literally where everything is and how long it's going to go for. I would just like it's hard because you want stuff for the PC version, so it's hard to try to think about the console version as well. Like the PC version, it would be so cool just to have a simple copy and paste, like Control C, Control V, and just copy. Like I'd be able to select all of them lights and just Control copy and then move it across. Whether that's something they could implement on the console designs, I'm not sure, but even being able to just click play on certain things, that would be an extra add-on. But if you're going to do that system that I created there, you should make sure that you name the sequencer the same name as you make the sign. That way when you see it in your main event sequencer, it'll be a lot easier for you to track, oh well, this is for this, this is for this. So I don't use like a red, blue, yellow light flashes once. I use more of a this one, or the big one, or massive flash, or something like that. Something that I know I'm going to be able to reassert it to when I finish off that part of the build. But the lighting itself was pretty straightforward. I didn't really need to do anything crazy with it. Sort of, I knew I could just play around and just add flashes and different things. I didn't want to go for like a full show. As I said, I'm still learning the show. So I knew when I wanted to make this, it was going to be very difficult with the learning curve. So you'll see me here. This is the best example of the new sequencer of, this is me doing the fire. So you can see that it's very structured with the 0.20 when it's playing, but you can create a really cool effect pretty easily if you sort them perfectly. So you'll see a couple of times when I have more than 5 or 6 lights that it gets a bit harder. So I try to keep it very minimal. So you'll see here that I literally make this fire and then I turn it into a blueprint. So it runs for the whole show. I turn it into a blueprint, copy it twice on the top of that 2025 sign, and then I copy it once on the stage and just spread the flames out. And then literally when you copy and paste the whole show at the end, you've got all these fire spots that all work together and work perfectly, that it just looks so cool and works so much better. This is me experimenting with some fireworks. I thought, you know, it'd be really cool if I just strap some fireworks to this thing and just let it spin full tilt. Sorry to the people that stand underneath this when it does go off, but it does get a bit dicey, if you know what I mean, when I probably press play here. As you can see, it's now spinning like crazy. But yeah, hopefully your builds are doing well as well. Hopefully you're still creating. I did see the full controversy after the DLC that they released, and I've seen how Frontier has responded to the criticism from fans and stuff like that, and it's good that we do have a team that's willing to listen to us with stuff like that. So we're still not out of the woods yet. We'll see what next year brings, but for now it's going to be crazy. Like as I've said in heaps of other videos, I wasn't someone that jumped on Planet Coaster at the start like everybody else did. I jumped on about, I think it was when the fireworks pack launched for Planet Coaster, so it was about halfway with all of the stuff, so it already had a lot when I jumped in. So I never got to experience the growing pains that it has now of releasing a game now and then adding to it over time. But yeah, I'm old-fashioned. I think games that do this, it should either be heavily discounted or it should be rewarded. It should say, hey, if you support this game early access, then you get a cheaper game, cheaper DLC, or whatever else. Thank you so much for supporting the game, not here's full price. And then, yeah, I've seen that it's now way cheaper than what I brought it for, and you get all the new DLC and everything already, and it's like, oh wow, you definitely aren't rewarded for, I wouldn't call it loyalty anymore, but you're not rewarded for taking care of the other sort of people in this. Actually, looking at that now, I have this at 4 times the speed, right? And I think I should be able to do the rest of the show like this, because at the moment I have 4 hours of footage that I need to talk to. So if I ramble on, if I talk over the top of myself and repeat stuff, I am sorry. This is literally me. It's now 11:30 at night and I've got work tomorrow morning, so I'm just going to record as much as I can, literally hit export on the video player, upload it on YouTube, and hopefully it's done by the time I finish work, and it should be up on Saturday night. This is my plan so far. So I just wanted it to be just a chill video where it's pretty much just us hanging out. Like, I don't really go out for Christmas. I've always worked through Christmas, so for me it's just one of them things that I don't mind doing. I don't have kids or nothing like that, so for me it's it's all right to be able to doing that. But yeah, I don't know what you're up to, whether you're on holiday break or you're working or you're getting ready to go on holidays. But yeah, I literally only had Christmas Day off and then today off. But even Christmas Day was a bit hectic with my work, so it's good to get one day off before New Year's. Thank you for the Christmas shoppers that seem to make Christmas hell for most of us people that work that time period. But as you can see, I'm pretty much struggling with when you click the event sequencer, it's very hard with how they implement it like that. See how it takes up literally most of the screen? I think the whole HUD thing is they've still got to work a couple of things out with that when they build, like expand upon it. I know they've tried to implement a couple of new things, but for my PC, that text is massive when I'm like, and I've got it shrunk all the way to I think it's 20% or whatever it is, and it's still massive on my screen. And it's I don't know what else I could try to do. If you have any tips, please put it in the comments, because it takes up my whole screen when I try to do anything. So it's just one of them things that we got to get over and learn together. But yeah, hopefully you are having a good break or having a good end of the year. This is pretty much going to be my last video till the end. I'm going to have a separate video that just shows the fireworks show itself, so hopefully you can check that out as well. But yeah, other than that, I'm pretty much just going to be talking the whole way through it. I know that the stage was pretty tiny. I know it's nothing like what I normally create. Like, I know I created all the music festival stages, and my New Year's fireworks for the other year was built on the water and all this sort of stuff, and that was initially my first build. So there's a whole hour of footage of my first build. When I built it, I was building it on barges where you could put it in water and have it floating around. And I actually wanted to have this set up to where it wasn't a stage at all. It was just a fireworks show that you could download and put into your parks or whatever you want. But it quickly snowballed into, well, what would I want to see with a fireworks show? And it would be a cool stage with flashy lights and a nice building wrapped around it that didn't obstruct the fireworks views or nothing like that. So to me, it was really something to sort of jump onto creatively, and it was really fun to just try and sink my teeth into. And I spent many nights at work drawing up things on pieces of paper and stuff like that, and I probably shouldn't have, but it was very fun to just try and think of a way to make it fit with what we're trying to do, and to not make it be over the top. So I can't really talk shit with that. Like, this is, when you see the ending, you'll see that I did go over the top, and that was the problem. Was I initially set a timer of I was going to build the stage, have lunch or whatever else, and then, or breakfast, and then I was going to come back and then just sit there and try to do the whole left side of the show and get the whole left side of the show done. Then when I would come back from lunch, I'd have an hour or two to do the right side of the show, which is literally just copy and pasting, flipping all the lights around, and then putting everything on trailers, putting it, like, cleaning everything up to make it look a lot neater and nicer. And you'll see that it just snowballs into a thing. So I knew, okay, well, I'll set a timer of 3 o'clock. I'll be able to literally finish it, edit it, upload it, done. And I thought I should have just not done commentary. Like, honestly, if I was a lot smarter than what I am, but I'm too far now. I'm 20 minutes into this, and I really should have really planned ahead, now that I think of it. But I'm glad you're joining me. If you're this far, thank you very much. Like, obviously, it's been a big year for my channel. I've gained nearly, I think I'm up to like 660 subscribers. Hang on, let's have a look here. It's been crazy. Like, my analytics have been insane lately. 662 current subscribers. And at the moment, like, I know a lot of you have been watching my shorts that I've been doing, because I've been trying to catch the shorts crew up with us finishing the movie world build already, and that's just been going gangbusters for my viewer numbers. Like, I've never seen viewer numbers like this ever. So it's pretty cool to see everyone showing up and like supporting and stuff like that. But there are a lot of people that love to comment, love to like, and love what I build and how I build. So it's really cool to have my own little following that, yes, it is cool to see how other things are built, but then they come to see mine, and I do things just a little bit differently and a little bit crazy, which is what I enjoy doing. Like, I don't think I'd be able to do this if I couldn't be as creative and silly as I am with some of my designs, and just to have fun. That's all I'm really here for, just to play around, and I'm sure the viewers will come eventually, but for now I'm enjoying just this more subtle approach of just trying to hit the nail on the head of what my creative path would be of building. If you've seen a couple of my other videos, sadly my Planet Coaster videos are getting a lot more views than my Planet Coaster 2 videos. So are more people playing Planet Coaster 1 at the moment than what they are playing Planet Coaster 2? I know a lot of people have just discovered the game after Planet Coaster 2 because they've gone back to that game, being able to buy that and everything, like all of the DLCs, and then they're the people that come back and comment going, Planet Coaster 2 is not finished, like it's missing all of this stuff. But as I said, we can go on and on over that, but hopefully I'd love to see some of your builds. As I always say in the comments, if you have a build that you'd like me to look at, please do comment it down below in one of my videos and I'll go and check it out. I think I've had a couple of people that have reached out to me privately to go and to check them out, and I love downloading other people's parks, but the workshop's getting more and more crowded. So if you create something cool, send me the code and I'd love to watch it and see what you guys are making. We're coming up to when I take my first break, so don't be alarmed when I come back and it's completely changed and completely different. I played around for like an hour off camera to try and work out just an easier system of how to create things. So I'll explain more when it pops up, aka when I remember what I actually did. But yeah, so yeah, here we go. Here it is now. And as you can see, I've done a little bit of work. I've added sponsors at the front, which I thought was pretty funny to add, because what show would be a show without Chief Beef and all the other sponsors from the game sponsoring the video. But okay, now we're going to get down to the fireworks, and I'll go through the full stage setup later, but for now we'll move on to this bigger thing. And initially it was hard, once again, as I said before, trying to work out what sort of fireworks I wanted, where and when, and how to play around with them, because in Planet Coaster, you literally, when you click on a firework and place it somewhere, it would automatically be firing, and you'd be able to see, okay, this is what this firework is, or this is how this reacts with the world, and how you, when you turn it sideways, or you flip it, or you double it or triple it, like, oh, okay, that's how it works, or anything like that. Pretty much whenever you would move the firework, or do like a, for PC players it's X, I'm not sure what it is on console, but when you move stuff around, it automatically would fire all of them. Instead of me having to put them in a sequencer like I did then, you would literally just be able to select what you wanted, hit move, and then you would launch all the fireworks. So it's, hopefully that comes in a future update, but for now we had to do it the hard way. As I said, it is us learning. So when I set up my shows, I am not an expert, I have said this many times, but when I set up a show, there's a couple of stages that I want the show to go through. So initially I wanted the show to have a countdown. It was going to have the full, like, the audience comes in and it's sitting and the countdown begins, it's getting closer to midnight, you'd have the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and as it's getting closer, 2, it's starting to build, and you could see all the fireworks launching, because you got to remember that the fireworks have to launch and then explode. They can't just explode. So you got to think of both stages of, you're going to have fireworks that are going to go off when you hit 0, and fireworks that are going to launch before you get to 0. So a lot of these massive fireworks, I wanted to have it pretty much light up the whole sky for the initial, like, launch of all the fireworks. And to me, it was very important to find that balance between realism and people not being able to download this because it's going to literally blow up their console or their PC. I still have not tried to upload this to the workshop, so if it isn't on the workshop, you know that what I'm looking at right now is the reason why, and it is because the workshop had some sort of limit that I haven't thought of just yet, and I was just being stupid, creating a massive fireworks show, and didn't even think of if I'd be able to upload it on the workshop. So it should be on the PC, because PCs, they've just increased the limit, but console, I might have to edit it down a lot and get rid of a lot of some of these fireworks to try and make sure that you can download it as well. If you hear me drinking, I am having a can of Monster at, it's now 11:58 at night. So we should get a big kick of energy in the next couple of minutes. So hopefully we can finish this off strong. As I was saying, so my stages of the fireworks are after the big countdown, the build up, the massive launch of like, okay, everyone pay attention to the show. This is when it's starting. And then you have different beats of, you have a slower period where you have some cooler fireworks and it slows it down. Bring everyone back down and be like, okay, this is where the show is going to sit, and then you might come up again and go back down again. But for me, I didn't want to be here. As I said, it was a challenge, so I had to remember that I only had a limited amount of time to build this, so I didn't want to go over the top with the show. So I thought, hey, look, the whole show is going to be about a minute. That's why you would have seen in the previous video with my lighting is that I only did up to a minute, and I literally just copied and pasted so that it just repeated. Nothing crazy like that, and the rest of the show was going to be filled out with the fireworks themselves. So hopefully that made sense to me. The other thing that annoys me is also when you don't press pause in the sequencer, it just adds whatever you add to whatever time you're at in the new sequencer. And it doesn't matter if you start a new sequencer, it would just add it to whatever time you're at. So if you don't press pause or stop, it'll just keep playing, and then you'll add new fireworks, and it'll be like now, see how I've just added all them fireworks, and then it's like, oh, did you want these at 45 seconds? No, I wanted them at 0, so I had to redo it again and then start them at 0. And it was, I don't know why it was doing that, but I would forget time and time again that it did it, and I would just keep doing it over and over again. So you can see there with my billboards and my sequences that I had to do this in stages of the fireworks. So you've seen the text that says massive open, and then the progression of the fireworks, and just the build up to fill in the time and the different spaces of not overwhelming the system and trying to make sure that everything, I know that the fireworks and lighting in this game are a lot different than Planet Coaster 1, because when you launch a firework, there's a lot longer period in between when you can launch another firework. So I'm having to place more fireworks than what I initially wanted to, because that waiting period before you can launch from the same firework is a lot longer now. And you'll probably discover that with your own little fireworks. But and the other thing also is them little arrows showing the sizing. I really thought that they were like low, medium, and really high fireworks. Turns out it's got nothing to do with that. I don't know what them arrows are for, because the small fireworks launch literally 2 meters below the bigger fireworks. So I don't know whether they've got to tinker with that a little bit more, but it's it's just another thing that we've got to understand, is just another thing we got to deal with. Oh, Monster energy drink. Currently having the Mango Loco. That's definitely the kick I needed to get this going. I'm going to be so fun at work tomorrow. If you've made it this far, make sure you comment down below and be like, how'd you go at work? Because I probably will be asleep when this is uploaded. No, I'll be at work. Oh man, it's hurting my brain trying to think of the times. But yeah, so my plan is this will go up on Saturday, and then I'll have the actual video of, you'll obviously be able to see the full show at the end. Like this, I'm not hiding that from you. You will be able to see the show before everybody else. That's your reward for staying till the end. If not, you can just skip to the end. It's totally fine. But on New Year's Eve, I'll be launching the smaller video that's more designed for just the people that just want to watch the show. And then at the end, if I can, I might be biting off more than I can chew by saying this on the video itself, is I would love to have at the end of the video like one of them like Star Wars sort of script things go up of all of my subscribers just listed, all the people that have stuck with this channel over the past year, to say thank you. So I shouldn't have said that, should I? That's it's so many people's names I gotta write down. Let's see if I can do it. If I don't do it, you can give me shit for it, alright? That's my motivation, is that you can give me shit for it online if I don't do it. But yeah, so I feel like I would have had a lot more creativity with the fireworks if I could have played around and experimented a bit more. As I said, like, you know what would be really cool now that I think of it? See where like you have the color fireworks. If you could just click random, like a random button, and it would just change it to a random color. Like, you'd have to do it for each individual one, have a randomized button, because you'd want to be able to see the trail of fireworks when they go up in the air. That's colorable, so I could change that color. So I wouldn't want to just randomize it and then all of a sudden it's going up as bright purple like them ones are there. I do like to keep some sort of realism to it, as stupid as that sounds in a video game. Oh no, that mother's making me burp. I shouldn't have had it. I regret my decision. The other thing, I don't want to be one of them people that just lists endless things to make the game better, like. But it is the feedback we've got to give them, because I really don't think this is something that they're focused on. I think that they want to implement more rides and more scenery, and I don't think that they are really pushing for people to be playing around with the sequencer like we do. So hopefully videos like this, they sit down and they watch and they go, okay, well what is their main focus when they're having their viewers watch and their viewers what they want to see and stuff like that. But I don't know. What do you reckon did you reckon they watch stuff like this? Do you reckon they sit down and like study what we're doing and what we're saying and stuff like that? I'm not sure. I don't really know many of the devs this time, because I remember when Bo was running it, if I remember that correctly, and they had more of a like a meet the team sort of thing where you could like put faces to like different zones of what people are creating, and that was really cool of what they were building. But I don't think they do it anymore now, because the internet is the internet, and they like I understand that point of it. But this is my other point of building, was laying it. So see, as you can see, I'm just gonna go cut and change. I'm gonna go for a random ramble and then just come back to what I was building, because I don't remember any of this, building this. A lot of the stuff here, this is pretty much just the middle of the show, so I didn't want to go too crazy with the build. I didn't want to go, not silly's not the word, but just like going from firework to firework. There had to be some sort of structure to it. So to me, it was really important to try and make it make sense when I copy this to the other side, because you got to remember that anything I build here is going to be copied to the other side of the fireworks show. So you've got to remember that it can't just be this cookie cutter place different thing. Oh, this is what I was talking about before with the line of different fireworks. So this is what I recommend anybody does. Literally just go into your fireworks, place every one of them, and then separate them so that they're all in order. Obviously not to be silly and have everything everywhere, so that you can press play and then each firework will fire. When it gets to the one that you like, you can just go, cool, grab it, copy it, paste it, take it down the back and place it where you want it. And I wish I'd done it sooner, because that was such a help when I needed it the most, of like trying to find different things to fill the spaces and different things to match up and work better and sort of gel a lot better than what they did in this other videos. Oh yeah, Monster Energy. I'm going to tell you every time I drink it, by the way. That makes me laugh. A lot of the fireworks also aren't as big as what I thought they would be. I eventually had to move that a lot closer to the stage than what I thought I would, because I thought, oh yeah, I'll set them back pretty far, and then when I have like the explosions, like back in Planet Coaster 1, one firework would be like insanely huge, and you'd be like, Jesus, I got to put that all the way back. Another thing I like to do also is, if you want to get different heights, you have to sink them into the ground, but I've had problems with other workshop items in Planet Coaster 2. When you put things underground, it's very hard because when I upload it to the workshop, I obviously select it for myself to see if there's any problems when trying to put it into my own park, and that's where you can literally troubleshoot a lot of big ideas that you have that might hinder other people, because that's what you got to think of someone sees your project, they click on it, they try to put it in their park, and then it floats above the air 100 meters because you have something buried way deep. So for this, I didn't want to do any of that. I just wanted to have it set all the way up. You'll notice that in order to get the effects that I want, I lean a lot of them fireworks forwards to aim towards the stage, and that really helps with the sort of look of like making the fireworks look a lot bigger. But when you zoom out, you see what I'm doing with the thing. Also, I have everything on Ultra, so to me, even when I was sitting back all the way back at the front when watching a couple of the show elements, a lot of these fireworks weren't shown. There must be some sort of, what would it be called, like a view distance, that after you get to a certain point, it just lowers the quality for things that are far away. And then it's, for fireworks, it's hard because I go all the way back and it's like, all my fireworks have disappeared, and I thought something was broken, and then I'd scroll forwards and my screen would just go full of color, and it'd be like, oh, there it all is, I see it all now. And it got like really crazy. So here you see, same as I did with my lighting, once I created all my different sections of what I wanted to do, I then created a full fireworks show, which would be the main trigger for the fireworks, and then I could space them how I wanted them, and then it allowed me to go into each of them different sequences and spread out timing more, or add more fireworks or different beats, whatever I needed to, that's what I would add. And that's pretty much how I had that whole section done of all of the fireworks, really. So I might have to turn this section down, because when fireworks start launching, they are ridiculously loud in this game, and I keep forgetting to turn it down when I upload videos. So that's another big mistake that hopefully I remember to edit, future me. But you can see different things starting to come together. Like, you can see sort of the structure of the show. I know it's sped up, but trust me, I don't think I'd be able to talk for that many hours if I didn't speed up the footage. If you do want a full breakdown of each, like the whole thing, I don't know if I'd be able to do it, but if you wanted it, I'd give it a go. If you wanted to see like a proper breakdown, like, I know I've wanted to do a music festival stage and try to build that, but yeah, as I said, like, I'm really excited to see how this video goes, because I created the water slides and it didn't really get as much traction as I thought them videos would. I tried to do a more sillier version, and that video didn't get as much traction as I thought it would. And now I'm going to try the sequencer and see whether the fireworks route is what people do, because I think it's the interest in Planet Coaster 2 is still a bit fuzzy, and I'm just trying to find my niche inside of the builds that are being created. So obviously it's nothing against you guys. You guys keep coming back, and if you are a new viewer, thank you so much for checking out the channel. Consider subscribing, because it does help. But yeah, I'm just trying to find, with the thousands of other viewers, other creators, where my spot is. And I think when I first downloaded Planet Coaster, my niche was creating things that people didn't think of, like the music festival shows and the different stage shows and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed just doing different stuff to what people had already seen in Planet Coaster. But more on that later. We're pretty much wrapping up the next part. I'm pretty sure I take a big long break. This was my lunch break after this. So when we come back, you're pretty much seeing the show starting to take shape now, and you'll see the copying part to the other side in the next part. So let's jump straight into that. Okay, so this was straight after I had lunch. I had a nice chicken meat sandwich thanks to the leftovers from Christmas. But this is pretty much what I was mentioning earlier, was you've done the hard work, you've done the really difficult part of doing your sequencer, and you literally just copy what you built to the other side and then to start the process of flipping everything. It looks like it's real tedious, it looks like it's real hard, but honestly, if you start cheating in stuff like this, you will be able to produce massive shows at a quarter of the time. Yes, it is still hard with the difficult part, but if you start breaking up sections of each lighting show, you'll start to see how a lot of my shows have come together. Yes, you might go in and tinker with some things later, but this is just getting you used to the sequencer and letting even myself learn different things, because a lot of this stuff I did in Planet Coaster and I'm still trying to see if it works in Planet Coaster 2, and so far a lot of it's working out really well. I'm so happy that you can still do this and be able to create such a long show inside of Planet Coaster 2 without having to do both sides of the show. If you had to program both sides of the show, it would be really difficult. Trust me, I've done it. In Planet Coaster 1, in one of my DEF CON videos, I programmed every light on every side of the show for the whole light. That was like 236 lights that I programmed for I think it was an 8-minute show or something, and that was insane. And then it's videos like these that I'm making that show you a better way to do it, and it's like, oh, okay, I can do it a lot easier. So just remember, that's another thing then, when you install, mainly the fire effect is the only one I've noticed it does it with, is that it just triggers that it's on, and I can't find a way so far to make the fire stop exploding without just going in and having to manually deactivate and then reactivate it. So if I don't find a better way, or you don't find a better way, then that's all you have to do, is just go in and reactivate everything, and then pretty much just go in and flip the rest of the lights and the fireworks and everything else, and then you're pretty much on the home stretch. It's literally just cleaning up to go. Like it's not really anything else I don't think I can add to it for you to really kind of make it better. Like, the show pretty much is done essentially with everything else. You've just got to remember to flip the fire, flip the lights, flip the fireworks at the back, and that part can be very hard. So make sure, see how I've got all my fireworks and lights just sitting differently. That's how I know you still have to work on this. So don't confuse yourself and have lights sitting in certain spots. If you're gonna do it, just do it to where, like, see how I have the flames sitting off of the stage there. That's how I know in the future you still have work to do with this, because it can get very confusing in this part when things start to really gel together. So you'll notice there that the blue writing I have is different representation. At the back it's the fireworks, at the front it's the lights, and then the orange is my fireworks for the front stage. And then it's pretty much just putting them two massive sequences that I did with the main show together, and then creating one sequencer that just has the whole show, and it's just so much easier to run. And then it's pretty much just watching, making sure everything gels together and works. But yeah, this is pretty much it. If you do have any questions or anything like that, please do put it in the comments. But we're pretty much done. It's literally just the cleanup now of making sure all the flames are pointing in the right direction and that everything's working in kind of like not, you know, what's it called? Clashing with each other and being silly. But yeah, there's pretty much only one thing left to do now. And if you've made it this far, congratulations. You're about to be the first people to witness my New Year's Eve challenge, and it is officially complete. I did it in one day. here we go. This is pretty much the end of the build. Is everything finished off after I cleaned up a little bit. I made everything a little bit more neat and tidy, put some speakers, put everything back, and then just put everything on trailers in the back, and here you go. This will be the final show. Enjoy. And there you have it, my New Year's Eve challenge is complete. This was so fun to sit down and try and recreate. I really didn't think I'd be able to have a full show by the end of the day, but I am tired and I am ready for bed, but I cannot wait for you all to see this. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, even if you didn't like it. I know it's not up to par with what I normally create, but given the time constraints, I just wanted to make sure that I jumped in and tried to do something in the sequencer before I did anything else, and I am pretty confident that I'm going to be able to create some really cool stuff with this, and hopefully we get some more fireworks and lighting pieces to add to it, and then it'll only snowball from there. But enjoy these alternate views of the finale. As I was saying before, with it being all over the place, oh, here's a secret shot of what the guy in the tent would see. I'm pretty sure it'd be very scary staring in underneath all of that, but make sure you join me Tuesday for the official video. I know you've already seen the fireworks show, but I'd really appreciate if you could help with getting that video to get some traction and some likes and really getting other people to see it. But yeah, if I don't see you, have a great New Year's. Thank you so much for checking out my channel this year. It's been so good to meet, or not meet everyone, but get to know everyone from everyone that comments and likes. But yeah, make sure you have a really good 2025. Thank you so much for supporting me through this whole year. It's been a long year, but we made it, and I'm very excited to see what I'll be able to create next year. But yeah, if you enjoy this, check out one of these other videos. Make sure you have a great day though, and have an even better year. Thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you, and I will see you in 2025. Thank you very much.